Today you're going to be making painted paper using warm and cool colors. So right now I'm starting off with cool colors. I've got green, purple, and blue. You're going to use the same techniques for both warm colors and cool colors, but you're going to do two different pieces of paper. So this is my cool color paper. I'm going to start off by using the paint roller, and each table gets one paint roller, and you're going to pick one color for that paint roller, and that's the only color you're going to use on the paint roller. I'm going to choose green for mine. And you don't need to put paint all over your roller. You only really need to put it on half, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get different textures. So by just putting it on half of my roller, I'm able to get all different patterns and textures. And you want to make sure and do paint all the way to the edges of your paper. It's okay if a little bit gets on the table or the messy mat. Okay, now that I've got kind of a base coat done with my paint roller, I can start using my palette knives. So these are both palette knives, and they're a really fun way of spreading paint on your paper. It's a different way of spreading paint than just using a paintbrush. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna take your palette knife and just scoop up a little bit of paint on the edge of your palette knife. And then you can swipe that paint all over your paper. So I'll get a little bit more now that I ran out. And you can make different patterns. I'm doing like kind of long curvy lines. You could do straight lines, you could do zigzag lines, you can make them long, short. It's really up to you. There's no wrong way to use the palette knife. Now that I've got some blue, I'm gonna switch to purple. And maybe I could try a different kind of technique. So I could make little wavy lines. There's almost an infinite number of ways that you could use these tools to create different patterns. Once you've got all three of your different colors on your paper, whether that's 3 warm colors or 3 cool colors, you're ready to try out either the scrapers or the color shapers. I'm gonna start off with my scraper. So I'm gonna choose, actually I'm gonna switch and do the red scraper. And you can just scrape designs into your paper. It'll create those little lines. And I could decide that it was finished right there. Or I could use my color shaper, and I could use that to scrape bigger designs or different kinds of lines. Could do short lines, long lines. I can do lines however I want. I could also draw shapes. This color shaper works best where there's a lot of paint. So like I could draw a shape right there or a line right there because there's a lot of paint. But when your color shaper is dry, like this, oops, when it's dry, I can't really draw into a place where there's not that much paint. It's not really gonna show up. So you're gonna wanna use the color shaper on a spot where you've got a nice thick amount of paint. Once you're done adding textures and details to your painted paper, go ahead and bring it to the drying rack. Let it dry, and you can start your second painted paper with the other set of colors.